everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a masculine treat box for Valentine's Day. The stamp set is Trusty Tools stamp set and dies bundle. You get 10% off if you put the bundle in your cart instead of them in there individually. This stamp set is not really a Valentine's Day stamp set, but I figured we needed some type of a manly Valentine too. I'm using the Happy Valentine's Day from the Be My Valentine stamp set. Alrighty. Okay, so the box measures 4.5 by 4 by 3/4. And inside I have 3 of one of my husband's favorite, the Reese's Peanut Butter Hearts. Alrighty. Okay, but it will fit a lot of other things too. If your masculine person doesn't like that, I'm sure it'll fit a lot. It will definitely fit an ink pad, so that just gives you an idea. And this is still a little bit higher than an ink pad, this is. Alrighty, so what we need today is a piece of real red that is 11 by 6 1/4. This designer series paper is a Saleabration paper called Trusty Toolbox, and you get it free with the $50 purchase. And here it is right here. It's got some really cute patterns in it, and of course it goes along with the stamp set and die set, and you can cut out some of these with the dies. So it's a nice thing to have. And if you buy the stamp and die set, you can get the DSP for free. Okay, only until the end of February. Alright, so I said we needed the real red. Now for the DSP, we need 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 1/2. And 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 1/2. We need a piece of Smokey Slate cardstock that is 4 by 3 1/2. And a piece of Crumb cake that is 4 by 3 1/2 also. And what I did, this die here does not cut. It does not cut the rectangle, it just cuts the circles, like to make it like a pegboard. So what I did is I cut the size first of the cardstock, 4 by 3 1/2, and then I stood this die up and I did it twice. Okay? And that gave me this little pegboard. And the Smokey Slate is just behind it to kind of make it look like there's a wall behind the pegs. Alright, and then for the sentiment, we need a piece of basic white that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. Alrighty. I hope everyone had a lovely long weekend. This is my host code. Please put that in the host code section of your cart. If you're going to be spending under $150, not including your shipping and tax, and I will send you a little something from Stampin' Up. Alright, so we're going to start on the 11-inch side and score at 1/2, 5, 5 3/4, and 10 1/4. Turn it to the 6 1/4 inch side and score at 3/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. Alrighty. Now just fold and burnish all of your score lines. Okay, so how we have this, the 1/2 inch rectangle is over here, and there is a 3/4 inch strip here, here, and 2 of them on the top. And this is what we're going to be doing. Alright, so we're going to start over here. We're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into the skinny rectangle. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line and wedge both sides of the square. All right, now turn it around so that the skinny rectangle is over here. We're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom square, and wedge the one that's still there. Okay, go to the next two score lines and cut them to the second score line. Get rid of the square on the bottom and wedge the one that's left. Okay, and then we're going to take these 4 pieces off. And then on what's left of the skinny rectangle here, we're going to wedge up. Alright, and now with the skinniest rectangle over here, this top piece, we're going to round the corners. This is a 1/2 inch rounder, but you can use whatever you have. Alright, so now we need some tear and tape, and we're going to put it on what's left of that skinny rectangle next to the score line. I'm going to take the backing off. Okay, flip over the whole thing. Flip over the side with the tape and flip the other side over to meet it. So this is our back here. Push the side tabs in and put some glue on them. Just a little bit. Pull the back one on top of the tabs and then put some glue on this front one and push that down. Make sure your sides are straight. All right. And that is our box. All right, so now we need our designer series paper. 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 3 3/4, front and back. 4 1/4 by 1/2, the long sides, and 3 3/4 by 1/2, the short sides. And I'm going to put all of these on with liquid glue. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a small circle, 1/2 circle out of this. This is kind of small, but it'll still work. And then that's easier to open. All right, so let's let that dry a minute and we'll do our stamping. So we need our basic white. And we're going to be doing this screwdriver and the handle that goes on the inside, the wrench, and the handle that goes in the inside, and the tape measure with this, and then this little screw right there. All right, now you can, with these dies, you can just cut out the top of the hammer with silver foil paper if you want to, and the wrench itself, or this wrench would probably be better, or just the top of the wrench with it, and not do the stamping on the inside if you don't want to. All right, coloring, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's first do the hammer, and everything I'm going to start with Tuxedo Black. So I'm going to do the hammer. And then I'm going to do the wrench. All right, and the tape measure. Okay, and then we're going to switch to Real Red. Now this paper is actually, the DSP is actually Poppy Parade. Okay, so I'm going to do the hammer bottom. And you can just color this in if you want to instead. There we go. And then the handle of the wrench. And we need our little piece of basic white cardstock that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. And we're going to do our Happy Valentine's Day in Real Red. And that again is from the Be Mine stamp set. Okay, now we're done with Real Red. And I need Smokey Slate. And we're going to do the inside of the tape measure. Okay. And now I'm just going to cut them out with the Trusty Tool dies, and I'll be right back. And we do need the Smokey Slate again for the screw on our Happy Valentine's Day, and that is right here. These three are attached, so I'm just going to put just the corner in and do one on each side of our sign. Okay, and we can do the tops of these with foil paper if you want to, because there's a die for that, but I'm going to just color them in. So with Real Red, I'm going to do this little tab on the tape measure and then the whole middle. And this is dark Real Red. And you can also touch up anything that you might have missed. All right, and then with Smokey Slate, I'm going to do the top of the hammer, the top of the wrench, and this side part of the tape measure. And then finally with Dark Daffodil Delight, I'm going to put it on the measuring tape. And I forgot to do that little metal tab on the end of the measuring tape with Dark Smokey Slate. All right. And that's those. Okay, so now we need this piece and this piece, and they are both Smokey Slate and Crumb Cake that I cut with the pegboard die, and they're both 4 by 3.5, and all I want to do is attach the pegboard onto the Smokey Slate, so I'm going to do that with liquid glue. Okay, and then we're going to just attach the tools and things with dimensionals, except I'm going to put a little bit of linen thread. I want to make it a little bigger than that, like he has some rope hanging. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I wound it around my fingers about 4 times, and I'm going to just attach this, and I'm just going to tape it. You could use the dimensionals to put it down if you want to, but I'm just going to put some Scotch tape on it. All right, and then we're going to put this up in this right corner here with dimensionals. And then I'm going to attach it with about 1/8 of an inch on each of these 2 sides. And put that down. All right, now we're done with our linen thread. Tape. All right, now let's do the hammer's going to go right here, and we need some sides. So I'm just going to cut that side. And we'll put that next to the hammer and just a little bit lower. And then our measuring tape. Just using bits of dimensionals to fill in those skinny parts. And we'll put him right there. All right. Now we need our box. And we need more dimensionals, which we won't see because we put a backing and it just looks gray behind the holes. And then we're just going to make sure this is the front. And just put it evenly on the front here. And there we go. Alrighty, if you have any questions, my email is below, along with the link to my shop, where you can also join if you want to take advantage of the extras with the new joining bonus, and also my blog that has all of the measurements on it. Alrighty, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.